Hey guys, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to save your work and how to create projects, which is one of the most important things when working in Maya. So let's jump in. What is a project? A project is where you can save all of your work into individual folders, and those folders are in a bigger folder, and that's what your project is. Let's take a look. To do this, we're going to go to File, then come down to Project Window, and then we'll get this window that pops up, and by default it says default. So I'm going to go to the right hand side, hit new, and name this something. So I'm going to call this my modeling project, for example, something like this. And then location, where do you want to save it? So I'm going to save mine to download. Select, and then what's going to happen, it's going to create a folder called my modeling project. That folder is going to be saved in the downloads, and within that folder you can have all these additional folders. I'm going to say accept. If I take a look outside into my downloads folder, I can see now I have my modeling project and all these individual folders that I created. And when working in a project, when you save your Maya files, they will go into your scenes folder. Any textures that you save should go into your source images folder. And you put things like movies, play blasts you do, this should little movies great in Maya, you can put those in there. Any kind of rendered images that you do, when we render out our animations, they can go into images and so on and so forth. So there are specific folders where you should be saving certain things. And this is really important to understand this, because if you're moving from one machine to another, then when you open up a Maya file, in fact, let me show you. Let's go here. Let's get something like, let's do file and let's just save. Now, when we save, there are a couple of options saving our project. We can save scene, and we can save scene as. We can also increment and save as well. So let's take a look at save scene. So if I save scene, it's just going to save. And where does it go?
And remember,
Yes,
guys, keep pushing forward on your creative journey.
So what we want, I can just call it modeling, like this. They save. Now the file type will be a Maya binary. There's also a Maya ASCII as well. We're going to save in this binary, say save as. Then I'm going to go file, and I'm going to go to save scene as. Now the difference is if I just say save scene, it will save over the top. And I don't want to do that, because what if I want to go back to a previous saved file? That's a big thing. Maya can corrupt, it can crash, and we always want to back up our work. I'm never going to save scene. I'm always going to go save scene as. There is a shortcut for that, Control-Shift-S. I'm going to go save scene as, and it will prompt me down here. It's going to be flashing. I just want to change the 1 to 2 and say save. Now I have a version. Look in my project. If I go to scenes folder, I have modeling 1 and modeling 2. So remember, guys, don't always file save. That will just go over the same work. Remember, file save scene as. Now I'm going to go back to that project quickly. Again, when you are moving from machine to machine, just say for example you're working at home and then you move to a different machine at your friend's house or at a university or whatever it may be, you want to take not just the individual Maya file, you want to take the folder, the actual project folder, because that holds a lot of information that the project is looking into. Okay. Now, when you go to that new computer, by default, when you open up Maya, you'll probably be in a default project. If I go to set project, I think I got a default one actually somewhere. be from. Either way, what you'll see is you'll have a default project, it will say. So let me just create one really quickly. I'm going to go project window again. I'm going to go new. I'm going to call it default. You'll see this frequent as well. Right, so default, hit the downloads and say accept. Good. Now if I go to file and save scene as, it shows that I'm working in my downloads default project and scenes. But I want to work in the other one I called modeling. How do I do that? So I can come to my current projects. If I'm searching the same location, I can select a different project to work in. So now I'm in that modeling one. I can go to scenes, and those are there is my modeling 1 and modeling 2. Alternatively, what you can do is go to file and then say set project. Find the project you want, click it once, then say set. And now you are working in the project. When you do that, every time you open up a project or set a project, Maya is now looking in that project. So when you start to add models and then start to add textures to these models, those textures will have to live in the source images folder. So let me just go back to here. Where are we? There. They will live in the source images folder. So that could be a box texture or a ball texture, for example. But if you don't set that project and tell Maya to look into the source images folder, it will not find them. So you'll just open up your project and it'll just be gray like this. And you'll think to yourself, well, last time I opened up Maya and I was working in that project, I had texture on it. It was a box and a ball. Then you go to a different machine, open up the project, open up the file just by double clicking on the actual file itself. So for example, you can come here with the scenes folder, see, and just double click this open. And then you'll just look like this. And you think, where are my textures? Because you didn't set the project. You didn't tell Maya to look into that project. So remember, always set your project whenever you open up Maya and rate the project first. So one project will do. You can have multiple projects if you want to, but we have one project, open it up, change the name, change the location, and always whenever you open it up again, file and set and make sure you are working in that project, not in the default project or somewhere else that you don't know where you're saving to. Super important, guys, to always remember where you're saving your work, because you don't want to be rifling through downloads and C drive and other drives trying to find your Maya file. Keep it all compact, keep it all safe in just one Maya project. Alright guys, thanks so much, and remember, keep pushing forward in your creative journey.